What if the secret to living past 100 was in your morning routine? It may sound far-fetched, but a growing number of doctors, researchers, and centenarians are saying the same thing. How you start your morning can secretly predict how long and healthy you'll live. It's not about magic pills, expensive gadgets, or trendy diets. It's about small, consistent actions, often done before most people have even finished their first cup of coffee. And if you're over 60, these morning routines become even more important, not less. In this video, we'll explore 6 simple morning routines that are almost universally followed by people who live past 100. These aren't theories. They're common patterns drawn from interviews, clinical studies, and longevity studies across cultures and continents. So, if you've ever looked back on your morning and thought, maybe it's too late to change, or I'm too old for all that, today, I want to gently challenge that belief. You're not too old. In fact, this may be the perfect time to embrace your morning. Because the good news is, no matter how old you are, your body listens to what you do every morning. And when you take good care of your morning, your body often responds with gratitude in the form of energy, clarity, and resilience. Let's explore all 6 of these because the last one is rarely talked about, but it's probably the most powerful of all. Let's start. First, get some morning sunlight. One of the most common habits of people who live past 100 is something so simple that it's often overlooked. They get some natural morning sunlight within the first hour of waking up. That's right. No supplements, no expensive gadgets, no complicated routines. Just step outside or sit near a sunny window for 10 to 20 minutes in the morning. This seemingly simple habit plays a huge role in regulating your body clock, known as your circadian rhythm. Why is it important? Because your circadian rhythm controls much more than sleep. It's this internal system that tells your body when to wake up, when to be awake, when to digest food, and when to release hormones that help balance your metabolism, mood, and immune system. When this rhythm is thrown off balance, even slightly, you're more likely to experience sleep problems, poor mood, weight gain, and even an increased risk of chronic disease. This natural synchrony becomes more fragile as we age. As we age, we produce less melatonin, the hormone that helps us fall asleep and stay asleep. Exposure to natural sunlight in the morning helps reset that process by signaling to the brain, hey, it's daytime. Here we go. And in the evening, it allows your body to naturally wind down, making it easier to fall asleep without sleeping pills or tossing and turning at 2 a.m., but it's not just sleep. Morning sunlight also increases serotonin, a feel-good chemical in the brain that helps regulate mood, appetite, and concentration. For older adults, an increase in serotonin can make the difference between starting the day feeling sluggish and depressed or feeling alert and energized. Think about that for a moment. A little light on your face in the morning can secretly help reduce depression, curb anxiety, and even protect brain health. It's not just comforting, it's empowering. Take Harold, a 76-year-old man from Arizona. He used to start his day indoors reading the news and drinking a cup of coffee. But after his doctor advised him to limit his morning sun exposure to 15 minutes, Harold changed his routine. Now, every morning, he steps outside with a cup of coffee and sits on his porch. Within 2 weeks, he reported sleeping better, feeling more energetic during the day, and even noticing a better mood. If you can't get outside because of weather, mobility issues, or other issues, simply sitting by a bright window can help. Some seniors also find value in using a light therapy box, which mimics natural light and can help reset your circadian rhythm during the dark months. But nothing beats the natural rhythm of the rising sun, which signals to your body that it's time to start a new day. It may seem like a small thing, but centenarians know that the little things add up. The morning sun doesn't just wake you up. It tells your entire body and mind that you're alive and that this day is worth living. Second, drink warm water as soon as you wake up. The second habit that centenarians swear by is something most people wouldn't think twice about, but it's incredibly effective. They drink a glass of warm water as soon as they wake up. Not cold, just nice warm water, often with nothing added. This simple act may sound too basic, but it kickstarts your body in ways you wouldn't believe. You see, after 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. Even if you don't feel thirsty, your cells are. And dehydration, even mild, can lead to fatigue, sluggishness, confusion, and even heart stress. It promotes healthy bowel movements, reduces bloating, and gets things moving without laxatives or medications. And for those struggling with chronic constipation, this habit can quietly transform their mornings. When the digestive system is working well, the whole body follows suit. It's something seniors notice right away. Mary, a 72-year-old woman from Ohio, used to wake up feeling stiff, tired, and often bloated. Her daughter, a nurse, encouraged her to try something different. Every morning, before eating or checking her phone, Mary now drinks a full glass of warm water while sitting in a quiet spot by the window. She says it's become a little ritual that helps her calm down, focus, and get her digestive system moving. Her digestion has improved, her energy has stabilized, and she feels more in control of her health from the first moments of her day. Some people like to add lemon or a pinch of sea salt to their water, and that's fine, but even warm water is more than enough. It's important to give your body something good, something essential before anything else enters your body. It's also a moment of mindfulness, a signal to your brain that your health is a priority today. For seniors, especially those who are managing medications, complex routines, or simply dealing with the changes of aging, this small but consistent act feels rhythmic and caring. It's soothing, nurturing, and something you can count on. If you're still watching this video and find this information helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue to create useful content that informs and inspires you. Now, let's move on. Third, get some early morning sunlight. Another morning habit shared by many centenarians is something that costs nothing, but can completely restore your mood, energy, and even your sleep. It's about getting direct sunlight first thing in the morning, not through a window or on a cloudy afternoon. We're talking about stepping outside and letting natural morning light hit your eyes and skin, even if it's just for 10 to 15 minutes. Why is this so important? Because in the morning, sunlight signals your body that it's time to wake up. It triggers a series of hormonal responses, starting with the suppression of melatonin, the hormone that makes you sleepy, and increasing cortisol, the hormone that makes you alert and focused. This natural rhythm, known as the circadian clock, governs everything from digestion and immunity to memory and emotion. And when that rhythm is out of whack, your entire system feels it. Plus, exposure to this natural light helps regulate your sleep cycles at night. That's right. The quality of your night's sleep is directly related to how well you do in the morning. Older adults often have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. But studies consistently show that exposure to morning sunlight helps your brain reset its internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep later and stay asleep longer. It's one of the most natural ways to improve your sleep without drugs or side effects. It also works wonders for your mood. Light therapy is a proven treatment for depression, especially seasonal depression, which tends to get worse during the darker months. By stepping outside into the sunlight every morning, even when the sun isn't shining brightly, you help your brain produce more serotonin, the hormone responsible for happiness and emotional stability. Over time, this can lead to improved outlook, increased emotional resilience, and even stronger social connections. Take Robert, a 76-year-old retired mail carrier from Michigan. After his wife passed away, he started waking up later and spending more time indoors. His energy was low, and so was his spirit. One day, his nephew challenged him to sit on the porch every morning with a cup of tea just to see what would happen. Within a few weeks, Robert noticed a change. He slept better, felt more hopeful, and even started taking short walks again. That small, welcome habit of sunlight became a lifeline and a gateway back to life. If you're wondering how to get started, don't overdo it. You can sit by the front door, take a few steps around the yard, or stand on the balcony. No exercise equipment, no pressure, just you, the light, and a few minutes of quiet time for your body to remember how it used to feel in the morning. And for those who live in places with limited sunlight or long winters, even cloudy morning light can help. The trick is to go outside and let the light hit your eyes without sunglasses for a few minutes. Because your eyes are the pathway through which light resets your internal clock. This doesn't mean you should stare directly at the sun, but just being in natural light outdoors is enough. This habit is more than just good for your health. It's rhythm, ritual, and connection to nature. It's a gentle reminder every morning that you're actually alive and that today is worth celebrating. And one of the least talked about secrets of people who seem to age gracefully and powerfully. Fourth, wake up on time. This may surprise you, especially if you're used to thinking that retirement means ditching the alarm clock and sleeping in whenever you want. But the truth is, most centenarians interviewed across cultures and studies have one thing in common. They wake up at the same time every morning, regardless of how they felt the night before. The point isn't to be rigid or to live by the clock. The point is to build a reliable rhythm into your life. When your body knows when to wake up, it starts to regulate everything more efficiently. Digestion, hormone production, body temperature, and even immune function. A regular wake-up time helps your body predict when to be alert, when to release energy, and when to start preparing for the evening. That biological consistency is a huge gift to your heart, brain, and metabolism. But what really makes this habit so powerful is its psychological impact. Waking up at a consistent time every day sends a signal to your brain that you're in control. You're not drifting through life, you're gently steering your own ship. That consistency builds confidence, purpose, and structure, three things many older adults quietly miss when the routine of work or parenting disappears. Take the story of Helen, a 79-year-old widow from Georgia. After her husband died, she said she started sleeping whenever the night came, often going to bed at 2 or 3 a.m. and waking up mid-morning feeling groggy and disconnected. She described feeling lost in time. A neighbor gently suggested she try waking up at 7:30 every morning as she had when her husband was alive. At first, she resisted, thinking it didn't matter. But after a few weeks of establishing a morning rhythm of waking up, stretching, and sipping coffee in the garden, she began to feel more like herself. That consistent act rebuilt her sense of identity. And this is the part that most people miss. Waking up at the same time every day will help you sleep better at night. You might think that sleeping in will help you feel more refreshed, but an irregular sleep-wake cycle messes with your internal clock. Your body never knows when it should be awake or asleep. But when you stick to a schedule, even loosely, your body responds with deeper, more restorative sleep at night and more consistent energy during the day. If you're still watching this video and found this information helpful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue to create useful content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, morning meditation or prayer. It may not be published in medical journals, but ask anyone who has lived past 100 and you'll find the simple truth. Longevity isn't just about physical health. It's also about peace of mind. That's why one habit appears again and again among the world's oldest people. Taking a few quiet minutes each morning to reflect, pray, or express gratitude. It doesn't have to be religious. For some, it's a prayer to God. For others, it's writing down what they're grateful for. Some people just sit with a cup of coffee and take a deep breath before starting their day. But the act itself is a pause, a reflection, and a mental frame for the day. It acts as a gentle anchor, keeping you emotionally grounded before the noise of the day tries to sweep you away. So why is it so powerful? Because as we age, life doesn't always slow down emotionally. In fact, many older adults report feeling more mentally overwhelmed by change, loss of friends, retirement, declining health, and when we carry those thoughts into the day without checking in with ourselves first. It's like walking into a storm without a raincoat. Morning reflection gives your brain a chance to settle down, prioritize, and choose peace over panic. There's also a chemical aspect to it. Scientists have found that reflection and prayer can decrease cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase dopamine and serotonin, hormones associated with happiness and satisfaction. Starting your day with this 5-minute mental reset will actually change your brain chemistry, making you more resilient to stress and more likely to make healthier choices throughout the day. Let me tell you about Larry, an 82-year-old retired teacher in Oregon. Every morning for the past 40 years, Larry has written down one thing he's grateful for, just one sentence. He keeps these notes in a stack of notebooks that now fill a shelf in his home. When asked why he started, he said, "Because I know the world will always give me a reason to complain, I figured I'd give myself a reason every day not to complain." Larry has a strong heart. His memory is sharp, and he says those little notes are one of the main reasons he still loves getting up every morning. Even if you've never done this before, it's never too late to start. Just try sitting quietly for 2 minutes in the morning, before you turn on the TV or start a chore, and think about one thing you're grateful for or hopeful about. It could be as simple as the sunlight streaming through the window or the phone call I'll make later. The goal isn't to solve all your problems. It's to center yourself so your problems don't distract you. And here's something else to consider. When you start your day with gratitude or prayer, the way you interact with others changes. You become more patient, less reactive, and more open. That alone can extend not only your life but the lives of those around you. Sixth, move early and exercise gently. Some people think that when you're in your 70s or 80s, mornings should be slow, quiet, and peaceful. And while there's nothing wrong with starting gently, there's one habit that's always present in the lives of people who live past 100. They move early. Not a workout, not a gym, just movement. Stretching, walking to the mailbox, rolling your ankles in bed, anything that gets the blood flowing gently but deliberately. This early movement isn't about burning calories. It's about sending a signal to your entire body. We're alive, we're moving, let's get started. When you move early, your brain wakes up. It's like oiling a door hinge. It prevents stiffness before it starts. There's something profound psychological about it, too. When you move in the morning, you take control of the day. It tells your mind, I'm not going to sit around waiting for the day to come to me. I'm stepping into it. This proactive rather than reactive mindset is one of the strongest indicators of long-term mental health in older adults. Take Alice, for example. She's 87 and lives in a small apartment in Minnesota. Every morning before breakfast, she does a simple stretch in her kitchen. It takes less than 10 minutes. She says it's the reason she can still carry groceries, reach high shelves, and tie her shoes without difficulty. It's not about how hard I try. She says it's about showing up every morning and reminding your body that it still has work to do. Health experts agree. Gentle movement in the morning helps regulate blood sugar, prevents falls by improving balance, and even reduces joint pain by activating synovial fluid that cushions joints. Especially for people with arthritis or stiffness, this early movement makes the rest of the day easier and more comfortable. It's not about perfection or performance. You don't have to do 100 push-ups or walk 5 miles. You just have to tell your body, I care about you. And that starts with a little stretching, a few steps, or even dancing to your favorite song while you make your coffee. That's it. And remember, this is your time. Before the phone rings, before anyone needs anything from you, those few minutes of movement belong to you and you alone. Treasure them like gold. If you're still watching this video and found this information helpful, please comment 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. Your support helps us continue to create content that informs and inspires you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. When we think about what it takes to live to 100 and beyond, we often envision complex things like cutting-edge medicine, perfect genes, and stress-free living. But the truth is much simpler. It's the quiet, intentional routines we build in the morning that shape our aging process. These 6 morning practices, drinking water, getting some sun, breathing, gratitude, nurturing, and movement, are not secrets reserved for doctors or monks on the mountain. They are small actions that ordinary people like you and me have been practicing for decades without fanfare. But the important thing is not to do it once. It's to do it over and over again, especially on those mornings when you don't feel like it. That's where the real power lies. Habits build resilience. They remind your body and mind that they're still together, still active, still enabling a long and good life. The great thing about these habits is that they're all rooted in respect. Respect for your body's needs, respect for your emotional balance, respect for your future. There's something incredibly powerful about waking up and saying, today I'm going to take care of myself. Because that care adds up. A glass of water will give you more energy. A walk in the sun will help you sleep better. A moment of gratitude will lead to a brighter outlook. And it all adds up. You don't need fancy equipment, a gym membership, or a new supplement. All you need is a little time each morning, a little determination, and a willingness to give your all. The longest living people aren't trying to be legendary. They just choose each morning to appreciate their lives by starting their day fresh. So the real question is, what will you do tomorrow morning? Thanks for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it to your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement,